Recording.
Hello and welcome to our case competition for the 2022 New Zealand Secondary School Case Competition. I'm Leon and here's Tazee with me. So the main purpose of this case is to answer the question, how can Bunnings ensure the growth of their company in response to the fact that growth has started slowing in the past couple of years?
So the main challenges encountered by online shoppers can be categorized into two groups: delays in order delivery and perceived incompetence of customer service representatives. Many individuals often experience long waiting periods with no updates on their orders, sometimes even facing significant delays before receiving their packages. Moreover, customers frequently find that online support staff lacks the necessary expertise and knowledge to provide effective assistance, leading to a lack of trust between customers and employees, which requires substantial improvement. While every garden center faces the issue of not standing out enough from the competitors, the main difference between Meter 10 and Bunnings lies in the number of stores they operate in New Zealand. Meter 10 has a significantly higher number of stores, while Bunnings avoids haphazardly opening new shops due to their meticulous scouting process for big box stores. Despite the loyalty some people have to Bunnings, the increasing gas prices makes it less practical for them to travel farther to a Bunnings store when a much closer Meter 10 is available. The lack of differentiation between becomes a crucial concern, especially in a highly competitive industry with new stores continuously emerging. Next slide.
The United States is a country that has seen significant increase of people gardening ever since the ending of lockdown and the quarantine, with around 40 to 50% of people saying that they have actively cultivate plants in their houses. This percentage is much higher and is significantly higher than other parts of the world, except for the places where Bunnings has already established a presence. And also working for favor in there is that there's only one main competitor as opposed to many, which is Home Depot. The main advertising point that Bunnings could rely on to sway the people is that they actively make more commitments to make the country a greener place. This would solve not only Bunnings' huge problem of huge competition by allowing them to open in a brand new location, but also start anew. It might be wise to also start expanding in smaller countries that do not have predominant gardening center or home, such as Laos, although it would be much wiser to expand to the US as there are more people.
Strategies. DIFOT, or delivery in full on time, was a crucial concept Bunnings aimed to follow. With online shopping's rise, Bunnings should reevaluate their online service, creating a new expert designed website to rebuild trust. As e-retail grows 3 times faster than traditional retail, dedicating staff to cater to online needs and enhancing delivery and packaging services is wise. Offering conservative delivery estimates while aiming to deliver a few days ahead will impress customers, as 52% of Kiwis prefer online shopping for its convenience. These steps can strengthen Bunnings' online presence and competitiveness. Next slide.
Implementation. In order for the expansion and reinvention of Bunnings websites, Bunnings would have to cooperate with technology sectors as well as transport agencies to streamline and ensure the success of an opening in the US. We recommend to introduce into our strategies into high gardening percentage states such as Texas, Florida, and especially California, because there is a larger market that Bunnings can sell to. We think it's best to start expanding primarily in California because of the dense population and also because of their gardening percentage and also as well as their wealth, which means there will be lots of people with a disposable income. The implementation of Bunnings should be slow and spread across America, so we advise to wait until the start of the new year, where the Super Bowl rolls around, and spend a good chunk of marketing money buying ads there. After that, it'd be wise to start having smaller trade centers open up around America before deciding to open a larger big box shop in case of failure. The implementation of dedicating new staffs shouldn't be a problem by simply getting some more of their employees to focus on a website. The next slide is a 3-year implementation chart.
In this chart, blue means implementation, purple means reevaluation, and gray means action taken based off previous success. Take a look. Next slide.
Risks. There are a lot of risks in our strategies, and here are the two biggest ones that we have identified. Risk 1. Competitions overshadowing Bunnings. To mitigate this, we advise to try avoid using widespread ATL marketing strategies initially. Instead, we could take it one day at a time and use more below-the-line marketing strategies to personally get Californians and other states that we expand in to convince to Bunnings first. This allows Bunnings to expand slowly but surely and also get the most favorable customer base first. Risk 2. People ignoring the new website. Although the chances of this are slim, it does tend to happen. And for this, we can just advertise and do some more expanding on social media. For the younger demographic, we can advertise more on social media platforms, such as YouTube Shorts and TikTok. And for the older demographic, which we should prioritize because they tend to do more gardening, we can make partnerships with local hospitals and retail stores, which should prove effective. Here is our financial budgeting for the next 3 years. Some things to notice is that all figures are in Australian dollars, and the revenue in 2025 and 2026 goes exponentially higher than the ones before. We took 2024's revenue based off the general trend of Bunnings making around $2 billion a year, with growth slowly starting to come to a crawl. We believe that in 2025 and 2026, the revenue will go up a lot higher. Another point to note is that the expansion in 2024 is only for the state of California. We did a rough estimate based off their expansion in the UK, which cost $800 million, according to some sources, and we could use more money to expand in more states.
Impacts. The non-financial impacts of opening a new website management role at Bunnings include the creation of job opportunities, increased growth population for the company, and a diversified human capital risk. However, negative consequences involve the potential weakening of teamwork values, reduced profit stability during expansion, and reliance on external factors like internet connectivity and development speed. Conclusion. In conclusion, the strategies aim to address Bunnings' negative online reputation and fierce competition by tapping into a new market with the potential to support the company's expansion. These approaches target the main issue of inconsistency. The expected outcome of implementing these strategies is a projected growth of 20 to 30%, give or take, for Bunnings over the next 3 years.
Here's our appendix, and this chart shows the growth of Bunning over the last couple of decades. Second appendix. Coupling the ATL and BTL strategies used, there is also another marketing strategy which we think would be good, which is to advertise in the Olympic Games. And although it is taking in Paris, France, and not in America, a good part of America still watches it, as they do tend to do well. This could prove later down the line, especially if Bunnings decide to expand to even more countries. Marketing can also feature famous American athletes such as Michael Phelps and Carl Lewis and can create mass amounts of hypes and convince a lot of Americans that Bunnings have good products. Why can't Bunnings lower their price? As stated before, we believe that Bunnings won't be able to, we believe that with just by lowering their prices, Bunnings won't be able to expand its customer base, as competitors before, such as Mitre 10, and have much more plentiful in terms of store numbers. And with the drastic rise of gas prices mentioned before, very few will be willing. Therefore, it'd be wiser to aim for greater profit margins instead of lowering them for the chance that a greater consumer base will emerge.
Thank you.